Keep holding on for me. Just hold on for me.
Hello?
Yeah, I'm here. You can hear me, right?
Yes.
All right. Hold on for me for just one more moment.
Okay.
Okay. Cool. And that's live as well. All right. Cool. How's it going, Vanix? I appreciate you joining me. Are you at least 18? And do you think you give me a good reason to believe in a God?
Yes, I am 18, and yes.
Okay. What is that reason?
So I hear that atheists stick fingers up their butt, and I don't like them, so I believe in God.
What?
Atheists put their finger up their butt, so I believe in God.
I'm an atheist.
That's just something that I heard.
I can confirm atheists stick their fingers up their butt.
Okay. So you know some people who have some very weird sexual proclivities. What's that have to do with me believing in God or not?
Because atheists do it, and people that believe in God don't.
That means you stick your fingers
All
up your
right.
butt.
So this is just trolling me now. Then do you want to give me a
No,
good?
it's my
Do you want
my
to
reason
actually
for my belief
do you
in
actually
God.
do you actually want to give me a reason, or you just want to be up here and troll? Which one?
Be a what?
Do you want to just troll, or do you actually want to have a genuine discussion? Because if you just want to just troll, then I can just drop you. Which one you want to do?
That's my actual reason, though.
Your actual reason is because you heard atheists stick their fingers up their ass, and that's why
Okay,
you don't believe in
Anima,
God.
you're right, but like Christians, like they don't exist. It's like a hoax by the media, so that's not people that believe in God. Christians aren't like real.
Okay, so you're gonna be up here to troll. All right, cool. All right, I appreciate you being up here, Vanex. You have a good day. All right, we're gonna go ahead and add Adam.
Yes, hello.
All right, y'all, go ahead and keep liking the live. Let's try to get us to about 10K likes within the next few minutes. All right, Adam, how's it going, Adam? Are you at least 18, and do you think you give me a good reason to believe in a God?
Yeah, I'm 24, and I do believe there's a few arguments I have. I mean, we can start from. Can I ask if you're an atheist or agnostic? What do you?
I'm an agnostic atheist.
Okay, so at least you're not making a truth claim like you believe there is no God. But so, how do you think we went from chemistry to biology?
You need to ask a chemist. I don't know.
So, but the question is like, you believe in the Big Bang Theory?
Yeah, sure. The Big Bang has evidence behind it.
Yeah, but it doesn't disprove that there could be an intelligent designer that, started the mechanism, right?
It doesn't, but like, it doesn't give any credence to the fact that there is.
Right, but the point is, as you're a materialist, I imagine, naturalist.
I don't subscribe to any philosophical term really. It's just that
Okay.
since I don't have any evidence for the supernatural, and
Yeah.
you should believe things after they've been proven most times, then yeah, we should if there's really no evidence of some supernatural deity or creature creating the universe, there's really no reason to believe that.
Right. So, as an agnostic atheist, you have to assume that this is all, materialism is the only truth we have, as you said. So, the only way this can be true is randomness has to generate the universe. So, there's a lot of implications that follow if randomness is what generated the universe. Do you at least admit that?
I'm not even sure what that means. Like,
Yeah.
it doesn't really have to be that anyway. That's just an assumption that you're making, that randomness must have created a universe if the universe was created through natural means.
No, because it's either designed or it's generated by randomness. I mean,
Yeah, it's either designed or it's not designed, but that doesn't mean if it's not designed that all of a sudden that's randomness.
sir, but sir, what's the mechanism behind it? If it's not
No
random,
one
what is
knows
it?
yet. No one knows. But you're making the claim that it has to be this all powerful agent, and no one can prove that.
I'm arguing it can't be randomness, which most atheists admit
How do you know that?
that it is random. Sorry,
How do you know that?
how do I know most atheists say it's
No, no.
generated
How
by
do you know that
randomness?
it couldn't have been random?
But that's the thing. I'm saying we have two options: randomness or design.
That's a false dichotomy.
It's not.
All right, but randomness is not the only mechanism. Like nature just isn't random out of nowhere, right?
So there has to be a mechanism behind it.
We
You're not.
understand there has to be a mechanism behind it, but you're simply saying that it's randomness, but you don't know if that's the case.
Okay, let me ask you this.
We just don't know what the case is yet. It could be a supernatural agent, like you said. It could be randomness. It could be fucking aliens, or it could be another natural process that we simply do not understand yet. But you're simply saying that the only two options are this creative person or randomness. We don't know yet, bro. Saying that those only two options is a false dichotomy, and putting forth your option as the truth is completely unfalsifiable. It's just a random claim. We can't prove that.
Yeah, but I didn't say creator. I just said some design mechanism, which could be a creator. But anyways, so let me ask you a quick question. Can a million monkeys on a million typewriters ever write Shakespeare?
Probably. We don't know. What does that have to do with anything? How do we get to God from all of this?
Well, you're it's about randomness.
A
That's
million
the
monkeys
point.
and a million typewriters in a million years can probably get Shakespeare. Yeah, sure. Now what?
Okay, so you have a position of insanity because that's obviously not possible.
Why is it not? Do we have a million monkeys in a million years? Do we have that?
I mean, if that's something you want to defend, then
Do
that's
we
on you.
have it? Do we have it?
Of course not.
So we don't know if that's true, do we? We don't know if what I say is true or what you say is true, because it's never been done before. We don't live for a million years. So like at the end of the day, what you're saying is a completely like what are you trying to say here? Just
I'm
because
saying
that,
randomness could not have generated everything. That's the point.
how do you know that?
Because there's design and everything is set in
Design
place
the
and-
design there's not, first of all, there's not design. That's number one. But the second thing that I would say is that how would you even know this universe is designed? What are you comparing it to?
So okay, so look at your internal organs. Look at all the animal
No.
species.
Listen
Look
to
at
what
all
I'm
the-
saying. What did you compare this universe to in order to know that it's designed? Because how many universes do you have to explore?
So I'm comparing it to what we know as randomness and what we know as design.
Yeah,
Name one thing that
and our bodies
Yeah.
are completely random, and we know they are. We have things in our bodies
Okay.
that shouldn't be there.
right, but you can fully function, walk, talk, breathe. So what's the problem?
That could still be completely random. Evolution is a completely random process. Well, it's not a hundred. Actually, I'll take that back. Evolution is not 100% completely random, but it is a natural process. Evolution actually shows that your entire basis of it can't be random, it has to be designed, is completely untrue, because evolution is not completely random and it's not designed.
But so you think we humans came from like fish?
What do you mean humans came from fish? No, we can't. We evolved from prior organisms.
Yeah, that's my question. Is what was the first organism then? Like, was it
Sing-
bacteria? Was it?
It was a single cell organism. It was a eukaryote, and we're still eukaryotes because we ingest other cells, don't we?
And you said we don't know how we went from just matter to that first organism, right? Like chemistry to biology.
We're not sure about that yet. You're talking about abiogenesis, and
Yeah, right.
I'm not an origin of life researcher. You should talk to
I'm
someone.
not
who-
either.
Right. So talk to one of those people. I can't
I'm
answer
not
that
saying
question
what
for
you
you.
know. I'm not saying what you know. I'm saying what you believe.
Right. I don't hold a belief on the origin of life yet because I don't know anything about it.
Okay, I mean that's what I hear a lot from agnostic atheists. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, you can believe something. You don't have to know it.
Yeah, we can believe something, but I'm not gonna hold the belief on anything if I don't have all the information on it yet. Like I can't
do the
say,
research?
hold on, I can't say I believe that Uzbekistan is a racist society, and I have no type of experience or research on Uzbekistan.
That's
I don't
the
even know what
point. Do
language
the
they speak
research.
over there. So
Do the
if someone,
research.
hold on, if someone were to ask me, oh, do you believe that Uzbekistan is racist? I'm gonna tell them I don't know. I don't know if it's
Yeah,
not.
but
Or you can, yeah. Hold on, listen. Yes, you can do the research on it, right? But at the end of the day, I haven't done enough research on the origin of life to even give you any information. And number two, I'm not an expert in that. So why would you ask me what I believe on it if I tell you I don't know anything about it or much about it?
Because it's
I
it's
can't give you an
literally what your
opinion,
world-
bro.
It's what your worldview stands on. That's
No,
why.
no, it doesn't.
Yes, it
You
does.
you realize that that there are atheist people who have issues with origin of life research, right?
Right.
Yeah, exactly. So is like you can't say my worldview stands on it. I don't have a
It's a big
worldview.
part of it. Is my point.
No, it's not.
Okay.
Can I jump in? real
No,
Yeah, go
it's not
ahead.
your turn.
Oh, okay.
It's still Adam.
Okay.
So how do we get to God from any of this? Yes, I can't explain to you the origin of life. Yes, I can't explain to you what started the Big Bang. How do you get from God to God from that?
Oh my God. The point is there I'm not arguing for God. I'm arguing for a design, which.
But we
goes
don't have
close to God.
design. You don't have any evidence that this universe is designed. You don't have evidence of that.
So
You
again,
you would actually have to show a creator first before you actually show the design. The reason why we know that houses are designed is because you can't go into a jungle or under the ocean and find a fully formed house pop up out of nowhere. You're not gonna find that, right?
that
So like
ironic?
hold on.
Wait, wait.
Saying that the universe must have been designed, you need to actually show what you're comparing it to. We don't have another universe to explore. This is the only one. So how did you figure out this one is designed and another one is not?
Okay, wait, real quick. So you just said that if you look at if you wake up in a desert, you find an iPhone, you're not gonna assume that. You're not gonna assume it wasn't created by design. You know someone's behind it, but then all around you know this is all randomness.
I didn't say that. I said you have no evidence to show that
In the
it is
house.
designed.
No, you brought up the house. Like, you know the house is designed.
Yeah, we know the house is designed because we know beforehand that houses are designed. We know that beforehand. You don't know beforehand that the universe is
But-
designed. You don't know that beforehand.
Wait. If you wake up as like a child, let's say you can. Like,
We
discern
know
things
these
as a
things
child.
beforehand. Once again, I'm going to say this again. We know phones, we know watches, we know houses beforehand are designed. You cannot say the same thing for the universe because you do not know that beforehand. You don't live outside the universe. So how can you say this universe must have been designed? You don't live outside of it. We live outside of phones. We live outside of houses. We live outside of, this mouse on my computer. We live outside of that, right? You don't live outside the universe. So how do you say that the universe is designed? You don't live outside of it to know.
So you
That's
have
my
to live
point.
Inside of it to observe it.
Yeah, you have
That's
to
not
live
a good
inside of
point.
it to observe it, right? But when you observe out there, what are you comparing this universe to know that it's designed? What are you comparing it to? Because
So I have
again,
to have-
how many universes do you have to explore? How many?
So I have to have familiarity with
Yes.
other universes. in order
Yes.
to-
Yes. Because the
No.
reason you know that you can compare a house to a natural thing like trees is because you have experience with houses. You know that's design. So yes, you need to have an experience with another universe to know that this is a natural universe and ours is designed. You don't have that. I know you don't have that unless you're claiming to be an interdimensional being.
No, I'm not. But
Right, exactly. So you don't have the fourth or the foreknowledge to know that this is a design universe, another one is not. You can't have that
okay,
knowledge.
I'm just arguing it's more likely it's design. That's the point.
How
Not
do
it is
you know that?
more likely? is the
How
key- the
do
key
you
word.
know that if you don't have experience with another universe that is not designed or supposedly not designed? How do you know that?
I mean, that sounds like a fallacy to me. You have to have
It's-
knowledge of this other universe, or it can't be the.
Yes, exactly,
observe it.
because everything works that way. The reason why you know things are designed is because you have experience with things that are not. You know a silk rose is a silk rose because you smelled roses before. That's how
Is
you
it-
know a silk
okay.
rose is a silk rose. You've touched a rose before, you smelled the rose before. So you know that a silk one is not a natural one. You cannot do that with the universe.
So can I argue the same thing for you? Your brain says evolved through your evolution hypothesis, and this is the, your conclusions that you make today and right now. It's only because you were evolved in this way. You can't argue. You can't have a different position because you were evolved in this way. That's what you're arguing. Just
That's not what
it's
I'm
this way,
arguing.
so it can't be.
That's not what I'm arguing. That's not what I'm arguing.
It's basically the same thing.
No, it's not. No, it's not. You're making a claim that the universe is most likely designed, but you're doing that by having no knowledge of another universe that is designed or not designed. So you have nothing to
And-
compare it to.
Right, and your brain says we're evolved in just this one way. You have no other pathway your brain says could have evolved. So your conclusions.
What do you
will not
mean?
change.
What are you
It
talking
won't-
about? Our conclusions can change. We've seen
It's
other
just an
organisms.
it's an analogy.
We've
It's an
seen
analogy.
other organisms evolve before. So what do you mean?
Never mind. It's an analogy, but I'll
Analogy
concede
to
then.
what?
I'll give up. I give up. It's fine.
All right, cool. All right, Deccan Shaw, and then Soy Sauce. You'll be right after Deccan Shaw. Actually, I think Soy Sauce, you're a friendly of mine, but that's fine. All right, Deccan Shaw. How's it going? Are you at least 18? And can you give me a good reason to? Actually, before you go, Deccan Shaw, let me just do a quick commercial break. Shout out to everyone who's watching me over on YouTube. Shout out to Secular Smoke. Shout out to AE Productions. Shout out to Well Adjusted. I'm not even sure if A Productions is on my side or not, but if you are, shout out to you. If you're not, shout out anyway. You guys are wonderful. If you're watching me on Facebook, I appreciate you watching me there. If you are watching me on Instagram, I appreciate you watching me there as well. You guys are amazing. Y'all are wonderful. Go ahead and keep spreading this. Go ahead and keep the comments going. Go ahead and like this live over on Facebook. Over on YouTube as well. I would appreciate it if you do that. If you're watching me on Twitch, I appreciate you watching me on Twitch. Deccan Shaw, are you at least 18? And can you give me a good reason to believe in a God?
Yeah, I'm over 18, and thank you for letting me join up. Yeah, so I do have good reasons to believe that God exists. Because for me, I believe in a probabilistic type of framework where something is true because it's more likely. In the dichotomous proposition of either God existing or not existing, I think it's more likely that God exists.
Okay, how? Why?
There are many arguments for it. So the gentleman you were talking to before, it's just one of many arguments from design. There's arguments from morality, arguments from cosmology.
All right, but those are just arguments. Those are not actual evidence, right? And not only that, they're making a claim that, like I said before, absolutely cannot be shown to be true, such as the universe being designed. Because
Okay, so
again, like
just
I'm
wanna-
gonna ask you the same question I asked the other guy. How many universes do you have to explore? One, right?
Yeah.
Right.
So I'm gonna go back to
what did you compare it to? What did you compare this universe to know that it's designed? Because you only live in this one. So how did you come to the conclusion that this one is designed and you know that another one isn't, and that's the processes that you know to not between design and not. I'm gonna bring up the Silk Rose again. The reason why we know a Silk Road is designed is because we can actually look at it under a microscope and see one is made out of cells and the other one is made out of strands of silk, right? We can smell it, we can touch it. We know that, okay, this one is producing nectar, this one is not producing nectar. This one has a stem made out of these plant cells. This one has a stem made out of rocks and metals and stuff like that. Therefore, this rose right here is definitely designed by somebody because silk and metals don't naturally form this way. But flowers do naturally form this way. This is designed, this is not. Did you do that for the universe at all?
Yeah, so just before that, I want to go back to something critical that you mentioned that might be the crux of the problem here. So you mentioned that I'm giving you arguments, not evidence. So how are you defining evidence in your claim there?
Something that's demonstrable, testable, demonstratable, or
Yeah,
undeniable.
that's where did you get this definition from? That's not evidence. That's one part of what we call empiricism. Evidence is anything that raises the probability of a proposition. So it could be an argument, it could be
Evidence is the available body of facts or information indicating whether a belief or proposition is true or valid. Arguments don't do that. What body of facts do you
available
have?
body of facts. So how are you defining facts?
All right, cool.
Is
Let's
logic-
define facts.
Is logic a fact?
Logic is a language.
Is it a fact?
No, it's a language. It's a thought process.
So languages cannot be facts.
No, languages are not facts. Languages,
Languages are
are
not facts.
languages are mediums of communication.
How are we communicating to each other?
Through
when we don't
language.
agree on it? Okay. So if I say something, are you understanding what I'm saying or no?
Yes, because we speak the same language. If you were speaking
Okay.
Spanish, I wouldn't know what the hell you're saying.
So for you, logic is not fact, whereas the entirety of the scientific method is predicated on logic.
No, it's not. Actually, you might be right about that. Yeah, you might be right about that. But yeah, so
Yeah,
logic is
so-
how we
so-
get to facts, right?
So
Logic is
I
just
demonstrated-
logic is just are just axioms. They're how we get to facts.
So I've demonstrated at least one thing for sure we know is a fact that is not like a physical thing. So things like logic, things like numbers do exist in reality.
Numbers don't
that
exist.
Numbers don't exist.
No, numbers are things that we made up to communicate like easily. Can you hand me the number 2?
No, I can't hand you a number 2 physically, but
Yeah.
number 2 does exist.
No, numbers don't exist.
Yeah, I mean that's
Numbers are
pretty
abstract things. They don't
insane.
exist.
abstract things don't exist?
No.
That's pretty insane for someone to say that. I mean, like some atheist philosophers actually argue that the only thing that's true is mathematics. Everything
Okay,
else
I
is
don't
just.
care. How does this show us? How does this bring us to a God?
This demonstrates that you are like you're going against
How
what
does this
yeah.
bring us to a God?
Yeah, we can go step by step. It eventually leads to God.
It doesn't, because I've heard these all these before, right? You already said the argument from design, and we have no evidence that this universe is designed.
The
So what's the
problem
next
is you're
thing?
not challenging your own presuppositions on your positions. That's the problem.
This is not a
I just-
presupposition. You said that the universe is designed. I asked you for evidence, and you're gonna come up with another argument. What is the evidence that the universe is designed, bro?
I mean, the first presupposition you held was that the only thing evidence counts as evidence is empiricism, which is false.
It's not. It's
Falsifiability.
literally a body. I literally read the definition to you that evidence is the available body of facts and information. What
Yeah,
arguments are not
falsifiability.
arguments are not information?
Arguments are not information.
No.
That's pretty insane. How long have you been doing this, man?
Deckenshaw, provide me evidence that the universe was designed, bro. Like
I am-
no, you're not.
I'm giving
You
you-
just said that the universe was designed, and I'll ask you, okay, how do you know the universe was designed? And you went on to this other tangent. How do you know the universe is designed, bro?
No, I mean that's just one thing I mentioned. There's many
How
other
do you know the universe is designed? Let's start with that one.
Okay, so if we compare to, let's say, when I flip a coin, when I say something is random versus designed, so when I flip a coin, if it was truly random, every time I flipped a coin, it would turn into like an elephant that flies away, or the next moment, it would turn into a tiger, or next moment turn into a car. So it doesn't happen.
That would
we
go
see
against completely the laws of physics.
Yeah, so we see there's a pattern that exists in nature. There's a pattern that the coin is following. So that demonstrates to me that there's some sort of pattern happening. Everything is not truly random. So I don't have to
Patterns
compare it
don't
to-
mean design, my friend, because there are patterns in snowflakes. Are snowflakes created by something, or do they just crystallize and fall from the sky?
Yeah. Snowflakes are created by God.
Okay, how do you
Yeah.
prove that's true?
Well, but that's not what you're just not you're begging the question right now.
No, I'm
So
not. No, I'm
we
not.
are-
You're the one. You're the begging the question because you said snowflakes are created by God, and when I asked you how do you know that's true, you didn't answer. So you're begging the question. How do
Well,
you know
that's
snowflakes are created
the
by
topic.
God? How do you know that's true?
Well, that's the topic we're discussing, right? We're establishing whether something is designed or not.
Right, and you said my claim is that snowflakes are not designed; they just crystallize in clouds and fall to the ground. But we
Where
see
did the clouds
patterns in
come
them.
from?
Clouds come from water.
Where did the water come from?
Water comes from the earth.
Where did the earth come from?
Earth was what was formed billions of years ago in an accretion disks
How did that happen?
by physics, gravity. Talk to a cosmologist because
Okay, so-
that's the wall of my knowledge. You have to talk to a cosmologist on planetary formation. They'll know more
So
than
the
me.
physics has to be a certain way, or physics can be random for the Earth to form.
I don't know. Ask a physicist.
Yeah, they do say that there are physical constants that make the Earth possible.
Okay, sure.
Okay, so you concede now that it
Concede
is
what?
designed.
That doesn't mean it's
that's-
designed.
The fact that
Just,
snowflake is designed.
just because the laws of physics are in certain constants does not mean that it's designed.
Okay, so if it was designed, how would you know?
I wouldn't. Neither would you.
What do you mean?
You would be in my same position.
So you're trying to
The way
prove
the way that we
something-
would know that it's designed, like I said earlier, you have to compare it to something else, and
Yeah,
you
but
can't,
you
and
have
none
a-
of us can
you have
do
a
that.
Blind faith.
Hold
I
on,
mean,
wait,
you're-
hold on, Deckenshaw. Stop just moving on whenever I answer you. You asked me how would I know it's designed? I gave you two answers. Number one, I said I probably wouldn't know, but the way that we know things are designed is that we can compare it to something else that is. So we know a rose is not designed, and a silk rose is, because we know how natural things are and what design things are, right? We cannot do that with the physical constants of the universe because this is the only universe that we have to explore. So you cannot explore another one that has different laws of physics. None of us can do that. So when you say that this universe is designed with nothing to compare it to, I'm going to ask you, what method did you use to know that this one is designed? And all you said is, oh, I have a blind faith. That doesn't answer the question, bro. What method did you use to know
But I
that this
never
one is
said I had a
designed?
blank page. I'm going off what physicists are telling us. That
Physicists
if
don't
the
say that the
constant-
universe is designed. That's the
They do
problem.
say that.
Okay,
They do
which
say that.
physicist said that the universe is designed? Go ahead. Was it Stephen Hawking? Was it Albert Einstein? Because it's
Neil
you capping,
Turok.
bro.
Neil Turok.
Neil Turok.
Yeah, he's an atheist.
Neil Turok.
Turok.
Turok. All right, cool.
There's many others. I mean, all you have to do is
Hold on,
look
hold
it
on,
up.
hold on.
You're just gonna Google
Hold
whether
on.
he says it's designed. Okay. Read his books. Read his conclusions. He's an
No,
atheist,
Neil
bro.
Turok did not say the universe is designed in the sense of having an external creator. He proposed a model where the universe is incredibly simple and elegant without beginning or end based on physical laws and a cyclical or mirror image symmetry. He believes the universe simplicity is not a result of design, but of natural laws, argue that its elegance is evidence of a fundamentally simple underlying structure, not a creator. So he didn't say the universe was designed.
Yeah.
Who's next?
He said. So what does he mean by?
He didn't say, no, he didn't. Now you're lying because we just looked it up and proved that wrong. He said that he said the universe. Yes, he said the universe has an underlying structure, but not a creator.
Right. Underlying
under-
structure. So okay,
That's
okay,
not a
let's
creator.
take
He
that.
clearly said it's not a creator. So
You're
you're
not-
claiming.
you're
Hold
not-
on, stop. Deckenshaw, you claim that this guy said the universe was designed. When we looked it up, a quick Google search, we found out that you lied, or not that you lied.
So-
You're just uninformed about it. Because I don't know
No,
who
I
Neil
didn't lie- I
Turok
didn't
is.
lie about it.
You
If you
did.
understand
Yes.
what-
You either hold on. You
You
were
know what
either
structure
wrong or you
means.
lied. Which one? You're either wrong or you lied. Because
Define-
you were. Hold
define
on. Stop.
structure.
Because you made a claim, and when we looked it up, we found out the claim was wrong. So were you lying or were you just wrong?
You're panicking right now, bro.
Were you
Take it
lying
easy.
or were you wrong?
No, I wasn't wrong.
But we just looked it up, and what you claim is false.
You're not letting me speak. So can you define
Deckenshaw,
structure?
stop.
Bro,
We
you're not-
looked
you're
up.
not-
We
you're
looked
not
up.
honest.
We looked up what you said, and we found out that it was false. So were you
Yeah, but
lying or were you
you're not-
were
You're not understanding what I'm saying.
So were
you're
you?
not-
Hold
you're
on.
not-
You claim that you were not wrong. I mean, you
You're
claim
not
that you were not
honest.
lying. So were you wrong?
You're not being honest in your inquiry.
I am being honest because you said Neil Turok said the universe is designed. We looked it
said-
up. He did not say that.
It came from a structured. What did he say? Something structured.
He
What
said
do you mean by
that the
structured?
universe has an underlying structure. That does not mean
Okay.
that it was designed. He
Yeah,
clearly
that's
says
exactly-
underlying structure, not a creator. But that does not
When-
mean that it was designed.
I'm not arguing for a creator. I'm arguing for
That
a
it was
pattern.
designed, and he's saying that it was not.
Yeah. Define design for me, bro. Define it. Can you define design for me?
No, I'm not. I can't design.
Okay,
I know
so
what you mean
it's-
by design. Okay,
yeah, It
fine.
means structured.
What do
It
you
means
mean
it's
by
structured.
design?
That means it's structured.
Design mean that it's structured.
Yeah. Has a pattern.
Mhm.
Is elegant. Our brains can recognize. Our minds can recognize these patterns.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay,
that's what I mean by design.
that's what you mean by design. So you don't mean a creator.
Yeah, we can get to it. I mean, eventually it gets to a creator, but the problem with atheists is that they for emotional reasons they want to.
You realize having a structure does not mean that it needs to be a deliberate creator, correct? It could still be natural.
Yeah, you have to define. I mean, so we can go back to the idea of the Big Bang, where if nothing was
So-
truly.
So when you ask me what design is something that's intentional, an intentional structure. So when you said it's not just structure, it's intentional structure. That's what
Yeah, so
design
what's
is.
the difference? What's the utility in the difference between an unintentional structure and randomness?
What?
What's the difference between unintentional structure and randomness?
What's the difference between unintentional structure and randomness?
Yeah,
Randomness.
you're defining
wouldn't-
structure as something that's you defining structure,
Uh-huh.
but design is something that's intentional, right?
Yeah, design is an intentional, like it has an
Well,
intention.
in
Meaning an intention meaning that there was someone was making it. Like this is what they intended it for it to happen. Gotta come back. You on the phone call? All right, he's on the phone call. Okay, so soy sauce, how's it going? I didn't get to you yet. How you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm all right. All right. He dropped for some reason. Yeah, how's it going, Soy Sauce? You chilling?
Yeah, I'm doing good.
Yeah. I was
I
gonna get you
just
into this
fin-
one, but in a second. But what's up?
no, yeah, I just finished my live and then I popped over here, so.
Yeah. Not a problem. I appreciate you. All right. Let's are you a believer? Not a believer?
Not a believer in any religion. Because I was a Christian for over 15 years, and I can't go from that and then just go straight over to atheism, but I also don't believe in any like organized religion. So I would say I'm more agnostic, but I'm not like totally an atheist because I can't just say that there's no God after believing in a God for like my entire life pretty much. So
All right, sure. But you just don't make the claim that one or another exists.
no,
Okay.
basically just saying like I don't know if there's a God, but
Mhm.
if there is a God, then I would ask so many questions.
All right. Yeah. So true agnostic. I
Yeah.
got you. True agnostic. All right.
Yeah,
Cool.
yeah, yeah.
All right.
Is it fine if I stay up or should I drop or are you accepting friendlies?
No, I mean, I'm sorry. Yeah. You can say if you want. All right. Mystics.
Okay.
How's it going, Merlin of the Mystics? Are you at least 18, and do you have a good reason for me to believe in a God?
I'm 27. I don't really believe in the Christian God. I believe more in chicken and in spirituality. It's kind of more like a universalist view.
Okay. All right. Sure. All right, guys. So I'm gonna go ahead and get some opposition up. I'm gonna go ahead and drop you both. I appreciate y'all.
Okay.
Cool. All right, guys. Let's go ahead and keep liking the live. We're at 13K. I appreciate y'all. All right. So JG, how's it going, JG? Are you at
going on,
least
bro?
I'm all right. Are you at least 18? And can you give me a good reason to believe in a God?
Of course. 18 and older. Uh, so believing in God is optional.
Yes, it is. So
Right.
is there a reason for me to do that?
Uh, the reason is for yourself. It ain't for me. It's
Right.
for
So
you.
why should I believe it?
You believe what you want to believe,
Right.
but
Mm-hmm.
if I were to give you good advice, I would say you should give it a try.
I was a Christian for at least 27 years.
Okay, so I found this verse in Isaiah 40.
I don't care about
Verse
verses.
12.
I want to know, why should I believe that?
Can I read it before you even?
No. Because that it's not going to tell me why should I believe it, because I already don't believe I already don't care what the Bible says, and I don't believe any of the supernatural claims that it makes. So what would reading a verse do? That's not going to give me a reason to believe it.
You haven't heard it.
What's the verse?
Thank you. It says, hold on, other phone went blank for a second. Who has measured the waters in the hollow of his hand, or with what breadth of his hand marked off the heavens?
Yeah, that doesn't
Who
give me
has
a reason
held
to
the
believe at
dust
all,
of
bro.
the earth in a basket,
Okay.
or weighed mountains
Okay, JG,
on the
JG,
scales?
JG.
And his hand, can I
JG.
finish the verse,
No,
bro?
no. JG, stop.
And his heels in a
JG.
balance.
JG, stop. Okay.
These are just
JG.
questions.
JG, stop.
These are the same questions, bro,
JG,
that somebody
stop.
else had
JG, stop,
in the
bro.
Bible.
Bro, JG, stop, bro. Stop.
Stop what?
Listen to, bro. You just rambling on when I'm trying to talk to you, man. Like, I'm not here for.
not rambling.
Hold on,
I'm-
listen,
first of all-
JG, listen.
First of all, bro.
JG.
First of all, listen. You
All
cut
right.
me off.
All right. This is what we're gonna do, all right? I'm not gonna fight for the mic in my whole life. If I ask you to stop and listen to me real quick, stop and listen to me real quick, all right? This is not preaching time. I do not care what the Bible says, okay? I don't care what it says. We can have a biblical discussion if you want, but I do not give a shit what it says. My question is that a good reason for me to believe in a God? You reading a verse out of Isaiah that's saying that, oh, who made this and who made that? It's not giving me any reason, bro. It really isn't. Because you're assuming that someone made these things in the first place. Why would we do that? And he dropped because he wanted to preach instead of having a conversation. All right, Paul, how's it going, Paul? Are you at least 18, and can you give me a good reason to believe in a God?
Yeah. There's so many reasons, but I can give like a religion. I can give you sources too, but religion is there some background noise? I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Does somebody have a mic open? But anyway,
Did you have one?
I can't hear it myself.
Yeah, your background is kind of loud, but if you
No,
if you
somebody
wanna stay
else's. That's not me.
up- oh, that's not you. Okay, hold on. That was Mac. Sorry about that. All right, go ahead.
Okay. Religion is society. This is by reading things like James Fraser from the 1890s, and then from Rene Girard from Stanford. I've read a lot of his works. There's a book called I See Satan Fall Like Lightning. It's probably a good introductory to his work. But society is religion. Religions are societies. As you lose your religions, your societies cease to exist, because the good and evil or the goals of society have to be abstracted up into this godlike thing. And even in China, they have the mandate of heaven, the Tianming, and even like in England, King Charles, he's crowned by the ephemeral sort of thing that it's everywhere. So then the other thing is it has evolutionary explanatory power. So societies, they have life cycles. They can live for 250 to 1,000 years, depending on their environment, of whether they bump up against other warring societies. If they're left alone, they have life cycles, and they have religions. When it gets to a certain size, even very small, most all of them have religions. So it's that binding together as a human society, and humans are social animals. We might be.
Okay,
So,
so
anyway, I can go on and on.
yeah, we can go on and on with all this shows is that humans have a proclivity to create religions, right? That doesn't give us really a good reason to believe in a God, because there are societies that are obviously not religious and still exist.
Yeah, but that's
You,
true.
you
but
like you already mentioned
No.
one, China.
No, but-
China
no,
China no
was
longer China no longer follows the mandate of heaven. They follow the CCP.
I know, but okay, that's another thing is because like life cycles of civilizations are like an iceberg. I mean, you can see an iceberg melting, and you're not going to live to see it totally go away. You can see civilizations decaying, and it may take 50, 100 years. But even in Sweden, when you count people who still go to church or also believe in spirits or karma, it's still like 64%, still a majority. In China is extremely religious. Japan is, even though they don't have kind of what we do, they're very religious oriented, and they're very what you would consider to be completely irrational, talking to their ancestors and the way they behave a lot of times.
I don't think that's irrational at all, because it's still supernatural. Africans. I wish Africans did our ancestor thing still, because we forgot our spiritual heritage. All you're showing is that they have a spiritual heritage, sure, and they do everything with the ancestors. I mean, black people do it all the time. We be like, the
Egregore. Have you
hold
ever
on,
heard of
bro,
egregore?
I'm talking.
Okay.
So yeah, sure. Like folks do that all the time with the ancestors, right? Like indigenous cultures do that. Black people do that. Africans do that. We do the thing with the thank the ancestors, or my ancestors looking out for me, stuff like that, right? All that shows is that they acknowledge their spiritual heritage. That doesn't show that they're as they are they're as religious as we are, or that they even truly care about it, or that we need religion for society to exist, because obviously there are societies that exist without it.
No, that's where it's not really true. The book called The Golden Bough is about, I don't know if you've seen The Hunchback of Notre Dame, that movie, or read the book. There's an ancient rite in there where the hunchback becomes king for a day, And all these civilizations that have not met. What's interesting, these are civilizations that have not met each other over long distances and long amounts of time. Still, you'll see sacrifices in Peru to and the to virgins sacrificed with a bunch of treasures. You'll see it in Africa. You'll see it in China. But it is called a sacred violence, where society starts to break apart. They each start desiring what other people have. There's a called a
That happens when you have religion in anyway, bro.
No. It is the binding of. So what happens is you find it's also in myths, in Oedipus and in Romulus and Remus.
Paul. Can we just pause real quick? Everything that you're talking about happens in societies that are religious and in societies that are not religious. So
No, it's not true.
you're literally just talking about. Are you?
I think it's too
Hold
much.
on,
I think
stop,
it's too much.
bro. I need you to
Let
stop.
me just give you a
I
book.
need you to stop interrupting me, because I'm not
me
gonna
just give
fight.
you a book for this.
No, quiet. I'm not gonna fight for the mic in my own live. Listen, what you're saying happens in societies that are religious and societies that are not religious. My parents are
not
from a
true.
country. It is true, because my parents are from a country
You're not-
that is.
you're-
Bro, be quiet.
What have you read about this?
Bro, be quiet. My parents are from a country that is extremely religious, and they do everything that you're talking about. Desire things from other people, are completely fractured because folks don't get along, et cetera, et cetera. All that happens in societies that are religious. The United States of America is a religious society. We're very religious. There is not one president that has not professed Christianity. We don't have one president that hasn't done that. Every single president that we ever had, the most powerful position in the world, has professed Christianity. Every single one. Like 90% of our congressmen profess some sort of Christianity. 80% of American citizens profess some sort of Christianity. We are a very religious society, and we have what you're saying. Fracturization,
that.
all of that. Okay. So when you say, when I said everything that you mentioned happens in a religious society, why'd you say that it's not true? It is true.
I'm okay, but just you missed my point. I'm sorry you missed my point or something. But my point is, all societies, all groups of people. This is according to. I can give you the good book to start with is I See Sight and Fall Like Lightning. It's a Stanford University guy, is a professor. He's a part of the French Academy. Very important world thinker. He's not a religious kook, but the point is, he was saying him and others, and they had a whole theory about diffusionism. Why do they all show up everywhere, all over societies? The point is, everybody desires these things. Groups of people are humans are creatures that don't know what they desire. You see Brad Pitt in a Cadillac, and maybe you want to become Brad Pitt. It's that sort of thing. That's why
I'm gonna need you to land the plane, bro. What's point you're trying to get to?
Since all societies do that, they start to fight each other over long periods of time. Then they have a scapegoat, and that scapegoat gets either formalized in Leviticus or in other societies. They do the Hunchback of Notre Dame thing. In ancient Egypt, they did it too. That person is sacrificed or kicked out, and then there's a catharsis. Then the binding and the divination of this scapegoat happens.
Bro, please get to the point. What are you trying to get to? Please get to the point.
Scientific. So when you say what is the reason to believe in God, I can give you some books. I can't summarize it in 30 seconds, but I mean it takes a little bit of thinking and a little bit of reading.
But all you mentioned was that all of these books. All you mentioned is that all these books talk about how societies have religions in them, and societies tend to come up with religion. Yeah, societies tend to come up with religion because societies tend to come up with religions because humans have a proclivity to believe things, right? That does not give me a good reason to believe in a God. Even if you were to equalize society with religion, it does not mean that a God exists. Yeah, I'm gonna keep muting y'all if y'all try to keep talking over me. Kay, I do see you in the request, but I'm only taking one-on-ones for now. I'm not gonna do a panel today because I'm ending off early. I have a hard cutoff in the next about 30 to 40 minutes. All right, so that's why I'm doing that. But stay a mod, please. Stay a mod in the comments. I'm just not gonna take any friendlies up today, just for time reasons. All right. Do appreciate you being here though, Kay. Y'all follow Kay. Beautiful trans woman. She's gonna be at the Black Atheist Skeptics and Humanists Cookout as well, or she's gonna try to be here. But yeah, go ahead and follow Kay. If you can give her a gift, go ahead and gift her up as well. I appreciate you, Phoenix. All right, y'all. Quick commercial break. We're at 15K. I'm gonna get to you right now, Mac. Okay. We're at 15K. Glue. I invited you up already. Please come up if you want to come up, Glue, because I invited you plenty of times. All right. So quick commercial break, y'all. I do have a gift goal. Go ahead and gift me up. I appreciate y'all. Matthew, you said that you want to come up, right? I don't see you in the guest, Matthew. Give me a second. Oh, there you are. I see you in the guest. My bad, Matthew. All right. So Mac is gonna be before you, and then if Glue comes up, he'll be right after Matthew. Yeah, guys, I do have a gift goal. Go ahead and gift me up. I would appreciate that. And yeah, follow me on YouTube as well. Shout out to everybody who's watching me on YouTube. Shout out to AE Productions. Shout out to Well Adjusted and Secular Smoke. You guys are awesome. All right, Mac, how's it going, Mac?
It's going good. How are you doing?
All right. Are you at least 18? And do you think you could give me a good reason to believe in a God?
No. And I say that because I'm a 24-year Army vet, and they say that there's no atheist in foxholes. And what that's saying is that it can take an event to make you believe. You know, it's not always that somebody comes up here and gets long-winded and wants to go quote the whole Bible to try to convince you, because nobody's going to convince you by telling you anything. There is not one person believe. It's going to take an event in your life that's going to make you believe. Because you know coming up here that nobody's going to convince you, right?
Cool. All right. So, Mac, you brought up no atheists in foxholes. How do you bring up people who served in the military and are still atheists? For example.
Yeah. No.
For example,
No,
me.
Yeah. No, I'm not saying everybody. I'm saying that there's a good portion of them. But what you have to understand is it's an event driven thing more than what people think it is. It's not well, I read this in the Bible, or somebody told me this, or somebody told me that. This is what happened to me. This is why I believe.
Yeah.
Not because.
Yeah, I got you. The problem with that is that there are people, number one, who lose their faith even after those events and feeling those things. For example, myself. And the entire thing about atheists and foxholes is that it's just like how you said, is that people may abandon their faith in times of stress and danger, et cetera, et cetera. But the problem is that there are atheists in foxholes. The ones who've been through those things you're talking about still remain atheists.
No, yeah, but there was an event that were you a Christian at one time?
I was.
Okay, so there was an event that caused you not to be a Christian. Something happened that caused you to turn away. Okay?
Yeah, I did some of the research on it, and I found out that a lot of it is evidently not true.
Okay. Well, it was an event. It wasn't what somebody told you. So trying to get somebody to come up here and tell you something, it's really a waste of time. And you have somebody down here said, I'm afraid of death. Well, not really.
Yeah. Can Mac, let me ask you a question. Can someone say something that triggers events?
Oh, absolutely.
Right. So what happened to me is that someone said something that triggered it. Someone asked me. Someone told me actually when I was writing an essay, my professor pointed out, you told me what you believed. You didn't tell me why you believed it.
Right.
And that simple thing set it off, because that's when I actually went to go look for evidence of what I was talking about, and it came up empty. So I deconstructed from there. So people can say something that leads to somewhere else. So when I ask people to give me a good reason to believe in a God, there are two reasons why I do that. To see if they can give me a good reason. And number two, I just enjoy it. It's entertaining to talk to people. I don't mind that. And number three, disbelief actually does affect our society. So we need to start spreading more critical thinking than just believing things with no evidentiary basis. Like, even if someone still believes and admits they have no evidentiary basis for it, I'll be completely fine with that. But at least they leave critically thinking.
Right. Well, it's not like a trial in a courtroom where you have to have evidence to believe or not believe.
Yeah,
this is something that's based solely on faith, that you have faith in something.
Mm-hmm. The
And you can have
issue
faith in something other than a God. Then,
you
then
can, you
I,
can.
I
I agree. You can. The issue that I've always had with faith is that it's not reliable because you can take something on faith and be right about it, but you can also take something on faith and be 100% wrong, right?
well, there's people who have faith for all their life and are really miserable.
Right. Exactly. So
They
you
they never go anywhere with their life. They never, you know, it's they they stay in a box of not moving forward or not moving up because they use religion as their comfort zone. They use God as their comfort. That's why they believe. Some of them believe. Now, whether God is supposed to manifest himself to you somehow to make you believe. Something will happen. Either, and it tells us also that if once you tell somebody,
Mhm.
once they know, then there's no point in telling them anymore. Does
All
that
right.
make sense? Okay,
Nah,
I've
not
told
really.
you, I've told you about, Jesus, and you know all about it, right?
Yeah, I know all about it. So
And you choose not to believe.
right, because what's the evidence that it's real? Like, for example, if I were to tell you that I have $10 billion in Nassau, Bahamas, go ahead and abandon all your life right now. Meet me in Nassau, and because I'm going to give you $2 billion of those dollars. Are you just going to believe me because I said so?
No, absolutely not.
Right,
I'm
right.
not going to, but
Yeah,
I have to
exactly. That's the
believe
problem.
in something. You know, I'm I'm not desperate.
Hmm.
I am successful. I'm comfortable. I don't really need anything.
Hmm.
So I don't have to say look for a God to, I don't want to say it wrong. I don't want to help me spiritually, yes, but not, I know I'm not getting any of this right, but
No, it's fine. I think I know exactly what you mean.
yeah, my point is what is proof to me is not going to be proof to you, and there's no way to convince each other otherwise.
Okay, what will be proof to you then? What is evidence to you? Because evidence to me is something that can be demonstrable or demonstratable,
Right.
testable, or undeniable. That would be like some evidence to me. Like, for example, it's if I were to sit here and say the president isn't Donald Trump, like that's testable, repeatable, demonstrable,
Hmm.
and undeniable that Donald Trump is the president, right? Like it's undeniable.
Right.
He's literally in the White House, and then if like you can show that, right? So that's what I mean when I say evidence. Like, oh, how do you know Donald Trump is president? I can go ahead and go online and type in who is the president on Google, and it'll be Donald Trump, and it'll be like, oh, well, that's not proof. What else proof do we have? I can show you pictures of him being sworn in, the videos of him being sworn in. I can go to a military base. I can call up my congressman and ask the staffer who's the president. Like, there's multiple ways to verify that, right? We
Right.
can't do such a thing for an omnipotent creator.
Well, the way I look at it is, I was in Blackhawks and
Mhm.
I was in Somalia, and we had Kevlar floors that we laid down in the floor of the Blackhawk. Well, underneath my seat as a crew chief, I had an AK-47 round come up through that little crease in that Kevlar,
Mm-hmm.
and it missed me.
Mm-hmm.
And what I attributed that to was that God has a purpose for me here.
Okay. I mean, here's what I say. I'm 100%. I'm glad that you're okay, right? Because I'm pretty sure that you have family that would have been saddened by your passing, and probably children who wouldn't exist if you were to pass away in Somalia.
Well, I
So
don't know about
I'm
that, but
no, I'm glad that you're here, right? And that is an event that's can be kind of traumatizing. Like, I've been shot at before, but never got hit. So
Right.
like it can. I know exactly what you mean. It can be extremely traumatizing to go through something like that, right? And that told you that you're here for a purpose. What I would say to that is that I was able to go through things that are not as traumatic as what you're saying, Like I've seen, death unaliving before, but like it wasn't me being close to it. Yeah, it was someone else that passed away. But that event led to like traumatizing issues, and the fact that I had no one to speak to, it convinced me that I should be a mental health counselor for young men who are going through something similar, especially young men who live in like low income communities who may be going through PTSD, but because misdiagnosis happens all the time in young black men, people are misdiagnosing them with ADHD, behavioral problems, when they just could have ADHD. You see what I'm saying? That's the reason why I decided to become a counselor. Now, what I'm trying to point out to you is that you can go through all these things and like have a purpose and have a drive without necessarily believing in a God, right? Would you agree with that?
Oh yeah, absolutely. You can have purpose and you can have drive, but if the intent and the why do you have that purpose and why do you have that drive? Where does that come from? Does that come from eternally? And people say, well, yeah, I do it on my own. I don't need help from anybody. And some people who are successful, a lot of people who are successful, they contribute it to God and they thank him for it. And so in combat zones, whenever something happens that's a traumatic experience, and it can make me continue to do my job without blinking an eye and without thinking, oh my God, am I next? Is that next one going to come up and hit me? Is it going to hit me? Is it going to hit me? I never, ever worried about till after the mission was over with and we were sitting on the ground. Then I'd go back and think, well, what if that would have hit me? So, but the way I could continue doing my job as a professional, I attribute that to God is the one who motivated me.
Okay, I could respect that, but I appreciate you, though, Mac. You have a great night. All right.
All right, thank you for your service, brother.
Thank you as well. Hoorah.
Well,
All right, guys. I appreciate y'all. I appreciate y'all being here. Matthew, I don't know what happened to Matthew. Matthew, come on back, please, because you are going to be next. Yeah, Matthew dropped. I don't know what happened to Matthew. Let me find him. Matthew dropped for some reason. He was gonna be next. I don't know why he dropped. Let me see if I can invite him again. Where's Matthew? Oh, Matthew isn't here. He probably had a call and had to run. I'm not sure what happened there, but I'm gonna try to find him in the comments again, and I'm gonna invite him back because I see now that when you invite someone, they actually do get the notification on their phone. This happened to me a couple of times. All right, y'all. I did pin my gift goal. Please support my gift goal, y'all. It's only 10 for the hearts, and it's only one of the coin thingies that TikTok does. So please support my gift goal, y'all. I would really appreciate if y'all did. Really appreciate you if y'all support my gift goal. It'll be amazing if y'all did. I appreciate y'all. All right, guys. Yeah, I agree, Anima. It did look like Matthew was on a phone call, so I went ahead and sent him the notification again, and hopefully he gets a notification right after the call. All right, here we have Apocalyptic Truth or Apocalyptic Church. What happened, bro? Why do y'all like request and then drop automatically? All right, Gio, I've invited you already, man. Gio, come on up. Is that Gio or Glow? I'm gonna invite you. Gio or Glow? I'm not sure if it's Gio or Glow, but go ahead and come on up, man. Cause I think I've already invited you. Someone else requested and then dropped. I don't know why. All right, so Gio, I requested you and then you declined. This is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go ahead and request you again. All right. If you decline again, then I'm just gonna go ahead and mute you for the live because I don't like that. Gio, come up. Yeah, it's possible that the phone died. That's just possible that the phone died because Matthew was up here for a while and all of a sudden he just dropped. So yeah, possible that the phone died. It's happened to me before. So I'm just gonna wait for a few more minutes. If they don't come up, then that's fine. Again, y'all, I do have a gift goal. Please let me get to that gift goal before I gotta end the live, y'all. Who's Pax? I see someone pointing out Pax. Who is Pax? I'm gonna bring Pax up here. Once again, shout out to everybody who's watching me from the YouTube. I appreciate y'all. Y'all putting me into the algorithm. Shout out to everybody who's watching me from Instagram as well. What a child free sister. Oh, someone got invited. All right, Pax. How's it going, Pax?
Hi, Volsey. I really appreciate your content. People are talking with me in chat, but I'm a friendly. So,
Oh, okay.
yeah,
I
sorry
thought
about
so.
that.
No, all good, all
Yeah.
good. I appreciate you being up.
Yep. Have a good night.
You too. Yeah. Pax is a friendly. I remember I spoke to Pax before. I forgot. I remember your voice, Pax. I completely forgot about that. But yeah. So this one, like I said, y'all, it is gonna end early, like around 6:45. I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here. I appreciate y'all chatting me up in the YouTube because it's getting me into the algorithm. If you see on YouTube, you see that request button, go ahead and hit that link, hit that request so I can get you on. And hopefully we can speak that way. And once again, I appreciate everybody who's here. Appreciate everybody who's here. I'm gonna get out of here in a little bit because you know, date night stuff. And I promise wifey that at least 6:45 I will end the live, even if someone is speaking. Once it hits 6:45, it's in live because yeah, we got reservations at a restaurant at 7:30, and it's about 25-30 minutes away from us. I'm pretty sure she loves you too. Hey, babe. Well, one of my supporters say they love you. She says she loves you too, Tahir. You got fans on my live, babe. Yeah, hey, babe, come here. Come show off your new hair. Yeah, my wifey's gonna come over and show off her new hair. And she's looking good for date night. You see, y'all, I gotta get me a whole new wardrobe because look how wifey's looking for date night, y'all. Come here, babe. Come here, get in the camera. Look how good wifey's looking for date night. Look at this. Look at this. You see? Go and get in the camera. Show me your new hair, yeah. Y'all see her new hair? Yeah, you see she got the braids and everything. I'm not gonna mess it up, but yeah. Hold on, let me put the camera up. Let me put it up there. There it is. Yeah. Yeah. I see you, wifey. No, it's only because the camera adds 10 pounds. That's the only reason why. I look chunky too. But y'all see how wifey looking? Yeah, y'all see that hair? Y'all see that the chocolatiness? You know what I mean? Y'all see the Now y'all know why I be getting off alive so quickly. You know what I mean? Now I just gotta get new clothes because my wifey be droved up and I be looking like crazy. I be looking crazy when we're going on there. Hold on, let me fix this camera. There we go. Yeah. Yeah, she looking amazing. Yeah, well adjusted, you wasn't wrong. Cause well adjusted said you like them thickums, huh? And I like, yeah. I remember he told me that on the broadcast before. He said you like them thickums, huh? I was like, yeah. Yeah, you see, he wasn't wrong. Yeah, you wasn't wrong, well adjusted. You wasn't wrong at all. You wasn't wrong. Yeah, y'all. All right. So I'm gonna give this about maybe 5 minutes. If I don't get another guest, then I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here. Let me move this real quick. Yeah, if I don't get another one in about 5 minutes, I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here. But I do appreciate y'all. Definitely appreciate y'all. We're at 19K. Y'all, we've been so consistent. Y'all. I just want to give a big shout out to y'all. I appreciate y'all for being consistently getting me to 20K for the past week. I've been consistently getting to 20K for the past week. This has been a consistent thing. My live views over on YouTube have been hitting 100 views, at least 100 views for the past week. That's been wonderful. You know what I mean? I'm getting into the algorithm now. 100 views for a live doesn't sound like a lot, I know, because you got dudes like Ian and Justin making like 1,000, for on each of their views for their lives. But I still appreciate everybody coming up and watching my lives. These do support me, and the numbers creeping up like this. You know what I mean? Because before I was only getting like maybe 20 to 30 views a live. Now I'm getting 100 consistently. And that just shows me that I'm getting into the algorithm. Right now I'm hitting 20K on each of my lives for the past week. That's been showing me that I'm getting into the algorithms. I appreciate that forever. I appreciate that forever. Thank you so much. Shout out to Forever Atheist. Shout out to Pax. Shout out to Tahir. Shout out to Ivy. Shout out to K. K has always been here. All right, Gio, I know you joined the live out of respect. That's all good and well, but come on up, bro. Like I've already invited you. All right, I already invited you, Gio. And if you want to have the discussion, let's have the discussion. But I don't like talking to comments. So when you kept on talk about NDEs, I'm like, no, bro. If you want to talk about NDEs, come on up and we could discuss that. So hit that request button, or can someone else invite them, and then we can go ahead and talk about it. All right, Gio? Because I don't like talking to comments. That's why I didn't answer your questions on NDEs. Ivy, appreciate you. Peace out, all right? Go ahead and come on back. I appreciate you, Ivy. All right, y'all. So just for another quick commercial break, y'all are wonderful and I love you all. The Black Atheist Skeptics and Humanist Cookout is still happening, all right? It is still happening. Oh, his invites are turned off. Okay, that's why. So you got to come up, Gio. All right, so the Black Atheist Skeptics and Humanist Cookout is happening next year in June in Central Florida. You guys are all invited. Well, if you're black, it's a black thing, y'all. It's a black thing. I'm not sure who's gonna be invited to the cookout, because if you have a spouse who's not black, then of course they have to be there. I'm not gonna deny that. But the Black Atheist Skeptics and Humanist Cookout is happening next year in June in Central Florida. I am going to be selling t-shirts. All right. The t-shirts are going to come out soon. And don't worry about your safety, because we're going to have a couple of folks who are strapped up. To hear. Oh man, I'll talk to wifey about that. All right. I'll talk to wifey about that. Because I am going to be strapped up, all right? And there's going to be other folks who are strapped up. So we are going to be protected at this cookout, all right? And subscribe to my YouTube, Volsy Thoughts. Link is in the bio. Subscribe to my Twitch. It's also Volsy Thoughts. And you can also subscribe to my second channel, the Black Atheist Coalition, all right? All right, so we have one last guest. Capo, you are going to be my last guest because I got to get off soon. All right, Capo, are you at least 18? And do you think you give me a good reason to believe in a God?
Absolutely, yes, and I'm over 18.
All right, sure. What is that reason? And do you have a specific or particular God?
I do have a specific God, but let's just go according on the question whether a God exists, yeah?
Sure.
I need to ask you a couple of questions. Now, do you believe gravity exists?
Yeah, it's demonstratable. Like we're experiencing gravity right now.
So what's your empirical evidence of gravity?
The fact that I'm staying on the ground right now.
Okay. So yeah, for example, if you drop something, that's the effect of gravity, right?
Yep.
Perfect. Do you see, smell, taste gravity?
No.
You only see the effect, right?
We only see the effects, and we can measure the effects.
Yeah. So we see the effects and we infer that the unseen cause of these effects is a thing called gravity, correct?
Right. The force that pulls mass to other mass is what we describe as gravity.
Yes. But we can't see, smell, taste, hear gravity, right? So we only see the effects of gravity and we infer that the unseen cause of this effect is gravity. We don't need to see gravity itself, we can just see the effect.
Yeah, it's a force. It's one of the fundamental forces.
Perfect. Okay. Now, you can apply the same logic to God and the universe. We don't need to see the creator to determine what is the reason, the cause, the unseen cause of the creation. We can just see the creation and infer from that that there is a creator.
You're inferring the creation in the first place.
But we are a creation, right?
No, we don't. We don't know that because creation implies something that's deliberately made and with a purpose. How do we show that to be true?
That's not the definition of creation. Can you just Google it, please?
Okay,
It's
sure.
something that comes.
Creation
is something coming into existence.
Yeah, the action or process of bringing something into existence, the bringing
Yes.
into existence of the universe when regard to an act of God. Yeah. So the action or process of bringing something into existence.
Yes. So did the universe come into existence?
Yeah, sure.
Perfect. So we are a creation.
All right, cool. So, we are creation, but are you saying that we're deliberate creation?
Of course. Now I'm saying. Now
All right,
I'm
cool.
stating to
So
you-
now you're saying we're deliberate creation. How do you know that we're deliberate?
No.
That,
Okay. But
because
one second,
that was my
before-
hold on, just to clear up my what I'm trying to say, right? Yeah, sure. The dictionary definition of creation is the action of bringing something into existence. That's the dictionary definition.
Yes.
We agree on that. But whenever y'all use creation, y'all don't mean that way, because you can bring in something into things can come into existence without it being deliberate, like rain, like clouds create rain, right? But it's not deliberate. It's just physics. So whenever folks like yourself, God believers, say we're a creation, y'all don't mean just the dictionary definition. Y'all mean that you were put here deliberately. That's what y'all are implying. Am I right or wrong?
Yes. Yeah. This is simple
Right.
logic, though.
Right.
If you're
So-
a creation,
All
in
right,
order for you to have 1 second.
So things can naturally come into creation without any deliberate actor being there. Correct?
Okay. What do you mean correct? Okay. Show me an example of this.
Rain.
What do you mean? There's always a reason why rain happened. Right?
I didn't
What,
say there
rain
was
just
no
happened?
reason. I didn't say there was no reason. That's not what I said. I said that things can come into creation without a deliberate actor.
Of course, there's the actor here in this instance is the cloud.
But it's not a deliberate actor. Clouds are not alive. They don't have any will. It's just physics.
No, but they're wired. They're wired in order for them to.
They are
rain,
not
right?
wired. They have no will. They're not alive.
Okay. Are they designed? Are they placed? Are there a thing that can do this thing like they can make it rain, right?
What?
So therefore they. Okay, so clouds are. I don't want to say designed because you're just gonna get annoyed with that
Design
term.
definitely means deliberate. That one definitely means deliberate.
Okay. Are clouds primary purpose or one of their purposes of a cloud is to make it rain?
What do you mean purpose? What do you mean by purpose? What do
Okay,
you mean?
now we're just gonna play this word.
You mean
game,
their
this word
their
salad.
you mean their
Okay.
function? Like that's their function?
Okay, forget all that now. Do you know what? We're going down a different route.
All right, I
all
know we're
I
going down a
want-
different route. So what my entire point is that
Let me bring it back, host. Let me bring it back.
we'll bring it back. My entire point is when I said before, creation implies deliberate. That's what I was trying to say, right? When y'all use creation, y'all don't mean something that's an unguided process that just starts something. That's not what y'all mean. Y'all mean that we're placed here deliberately. So we don't need to go through the entire dictionary definition. You mean that we're placed here deliberately
that's my
by an
argument,
actor.
host.
That's
That's
your
my
argument.
argument.
I understand.
Of
I understand.
course.
I understand that's your argument. All right, but you don't have any evidence that's true, and you can't use the dictionary definition because the dictionary definition does not imply deliberacy. It doesn't.
No, okay. This is what I gave you. I wanted to show you the analogy that you use to accept gravity is the same analogy we can use to accept God.
God,
We
but
don't
exactly,
need to
but
see-
you're
Wait,
making-
1
you're
second,
making-
host. I did not
you're
interrupt you, host. Just 1 second. 1 second. I did not interrupt you. The same analogy that we use, the methodology we use to accept gravity is the same methodology we use to accept God.
It's not. Bro.
We see the effects and we infer that the unseen cause of this effects is in the instance of gravity. Same thing with the universe. When you see the universe, you can see that you can infer that the unseen cause of this affect the universe is God,
You
is a
can't.
creator.
You can't.
You can.
You can't.
How can you not? We're a creation. You
Because
require a creator.
no. Again, creation does not imply deliberate. You agree with that, right?
It does. It does. Of course.
But we just read the definition and it didn't say that. As a matter of fact, a few minutes ago, you said that creation doesn't imply deliberate. You agree with me? Now you're changing your mind?
No, sorry, I didn't agree with rain. No, sorry. I said the
No, wait,
clouds
hold on,
were
wait,
the cause of that.
couple. Everyone was here in the last few minutes. You did not when I say when you say creation that you're implying something deliberate. You said no, I'm not. Read the definition. That's what you said.
No, I didn't, host.
You didn't say
gave
that,
a false
bro. He
you
wasn't
gave
here.
a-
He
you
didn't say
gave
that.
a-
Yo, Tahir.
gave
Were
the-
you here when he said that? You
One
were here
second,
when you
gave
said
the-
that.
You gave the false definition of creation.
Right,
and then
right.
That's when I corrected you.
Right.
That's when I corrected you.
Exactly. But when you say creation, you mean something deliberate, don't you?
Okay, host, if you're having a conversation.
Hold
can
on,
you
wait,
tell your-
Capo. I'm trying
can you
to,
tell your moderators
Capo.
not to mute
No,
you?
Capo. I didn't
Okay,
mute
both of
you.
just
I didn't
calm
mute
down.
you,
Let's
bro.
just have a conversation. Why are you getting so
We
agitated?
we
for?
can,
Relax.
bro, because you interrupting me,
No,
and I'm
how?
trying.
I
I'm
just
trying.
let you monologue.
You just did it.
Okay, go
All
on.
right. So, Capo. But before I said creator. When you say creation, you're implying something deliberate. You said that's wrong. Read the definition. We read the definition.
I did not say that, host. Again, you're saying you misconstrued the whole position. You gave a definition of creation. I said this is wrong. It's something.
That's
coming
exactly
into
what the fuck I
existence.
just said, bro. That's
No,
exactly
but
what I
you
just
didn't-
said. No. Stop. That's exactly what I just said, man. You're not gonna call me a liar on my own lie, bro. That's exactly what I just said. I said when you say creation, you mean something deliberate. Cause I said creation implies something deliberate, right? You said no, that's not the definition. I said cool, let's look up the definition, and you were correct. The definition of creation does not imply something deliberate, but the way that you're using it implies something deliberate, and you admitted that. So when you say the same argument that we use to infer gravity is the same one that we use to infer a God, when I say you cannot do that, is because we can actually test and then demonstrably prove that gravity is a force that exists. You're saying that we can do this because the universe is a creation, but the definition of creation does not imply something deliberate, right? But you're saying that we are here deliberately. That part, intentional deliberacy. How do you show that to be true? Because you can't.
Okay, host. I'm going. Okay, I can show you that as well. We can go down that route.
Great. How do
but-
we show the universe is a deliberate creation of an agent? How do we do that?
Yeah. Okay. First, we need to acknowledge the first argument before I move over to the second one. So we
No.
can accept that
How do
we're a
we show?
creation.
No, I can
Host, I'll
accept.
just let you monologue.
I can
Just let
accept.
me
I can accept that we exist. I cannot accept that we're a deliberate creation until you actually prove that.
Okay, perfect. All right, you know what? Let's go down this route, right? Okay. Do you know the constants that are required for the universe to harbor life? So things like
Gravity,
dimension,
the weak
gravity,
force, the strong
yes,
force, etc.
the inverse square law, the letter
Yes,
Q.
yes.
Yes. Okay, perfect. So, do you know what the gravity is measured at?
No, I don't know.
It's 10 to the power of 36. Yeah. So if it had been weaker, gravity would not exist. Had it been stronger, then gravity would not exist.
Is this the
right?
fine-tuning argument?
Yes. All right. But let me land it. Let me give it to the.
No, I'm not
audience
gonna
at
let you land it
least.
because I already heard
Let
it.
me give- let me
The
give it
problem
to
with the
the
fine
audience.
tuning, no, they already know it. The issue with the fine tuning argument is that what mathematicians have actually done and physicists have actually done is that they've
Yes.
actually changed some constants all together, and they showed that you actually can still have stable universes in their models.
Okay. Can you show me this?
Okay, give me a second.
No, but okay. No, one second. No, because when it's done, when it's used these 6 constants, it's stated that these 6 constants are required in these measurements, otherwise the universe would not exist. So even if you bring
Yeah,
me a
the
different
universe as
ratio,
we know it. Yeah,
no,
bro,
no,
the
one
universe as
second,
we
one
know it
second,
won't
host,
exist.
host, 1 second.
Capo,
Even if you,
stop. I agree with you, bro. When you change the constants, the universe as we know it will not exist. However,
yes,
they actually done mathematical models where they did change some constants and they saw that you can still get stable universes. It's just not going to be the one that we understand. That doesn't mean
no,
that that life cannot exist.
okay,
We have the constants that
okay,
we
host, I'll
have.
give it to you. I'll give it to you. Volsi, I'll give it to you. I'll give it to you. Yeah, you could have a different universe where it could also harbor life, but not in this. I'll give you that. Okay. However, what we can't get around is that these 6 constants have come in. They come in as we know it. The universe is harboring life as we know it, and the fact that these have come in by a random chance is near nigh impossible.
How do you
It's
know
like
that?
a
How do you know that?
0.00002% chance.
How do you know that? Because what other universe do you have to explore to know that to be true?
We don't need another universe. We've got
Yes,
this
you do.
universe.
Because what?
We
Because
no, we don't.
hold
No,
on,
we
hold on.
don't.
When you do probability, you need to compare it to something. So what did you
No,
compare it
sorry,
to?
sorry. This is the only sample we have. If we're
Exactly.
going to
If
be
this is
true
the
to
only
if we're
sample
going to
that
be
we
true,
have,
host,
right?
let me
So
finish my sentence, man. You keep interrupting, host.
Capo. If this is the only sample that we
Oh,
have, how did you make the probability with one sample?
yeah, because they calculated the chances of all of these numbers coming in, and then they worked out this is the probability. If this was a dice and is run randomly, and then they concluded that it was nigh on impossible for these to come in.
They haven't done that.
They have, yes, they have.
You saying physicists have actually measured probability with one sample?
Of course, this is the only thing we can do. We are scientists.
So how did how did they so what was the p-value that they used because they only had one sample?
I don't know.
So then how do you know that they actually did it? This is
They did do it.
stupid,
They've
bro.
done it.
Okay, who actually? So you're saying that scientists actually ran probability to see how probable it was for the constants to exist?
Yes,
Are you sure?
absolutely. Let me give you the guy's name. One sec. One sec. And then when you read into this, are you going to accept God?
No,
Why?
because
See,
you haven't
now
shown
you're just
anything.
being-
You
now
haven't
you're
you haven't
just
proven
being- now
anything.
you're just being.
You haven't
your
proven
ego's
anything.
kicking in.
You haven't proven
Okay, his
anything.
name is Martin Rees.
Martin Rees.
And you know what? I want you to research. I want you to research what was it?
Okay, what did
Let me
Martin
find
Rees
it.
do?
He determined what constants are required for the universe to harbor life. He's measured them. Then he's
Right.
calculated what is the probability of all of these coming in via random chance, and he said it's nigh on impossible.
Okay, hold on.
Don't chat GTP. Like you have to actually
Bro,
do research.
bro,
You know, this is
bro,
what I don't
bro,
like about
bro.
the
Quiet,
the
quiet,
new
quiet,
age.
quiet,
You chat
quiet,
GPT
quiet,
everything.
quiet, quiet. So you said Martin Rees calculated the probability of the constants of the universe?
Yeah, well, no, that's not what I said. I said he determined what constants are required for the universe to harbor life.
I'm talking about the constants that you're talking about. That because you said that the probability of them existing was nigh impossible at the same time. So what did he actually calculate? Tell me that. Don't start all over again. Tell me what he calculated.
What do you mean? Well, I've just told you. He's determined the measurement for gravity.
I'm not talking about that, bro. The last thing you said.
What? I don't understand.
You said that that scientists have calculated the probability of these constants existing at the same time. Is that what you said?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. So what did Martin Rees do? Is that what he calculated or what?
Yeah. So he
All
took
right. So
of these-
Martin Rees calculated the probability of the constants of the universe.
Yes. Okay. See, now you're chat GPT in it. See, this is what I mean, man. Like, what are you even doing, host? Like, I should be debating you, not
All
chat
right.
GPT.
Did Martin Rees calculate the probability of the constants of the universe? No, Martin Rees did not calculate the probability of the constants of the universe, as this phrase does not have a standard meaning in physics or cosmology. Rees is an astrophysicist who studied topics like the origin of the universe, existential risk, the risk of the future of humanity, but his work does not involve calculating the probability of constants within the universe.
Okay, can you not use ChatGPT to do this? So just look into Martin Rees and what he said, please.
You want me to bring up my screen real quick? I'm gonna bring up my screen real quick. All right. I'm
Yeah,
gonna bring up my
because
screen
you're
real
using
quick.
some sort of AI.
I'm gonna
at the
bring up my
moment,
screen
right?
real quick. It's called Google, my friend. You can just literally
It's
just Google
AI
this.
overview. It's AI overview.
I know it's an AI overview, but you can literally just Google this, right? You can literally just Google this. All right. So where's this? Which paper? Okay. How about do we do this? Yeah, I know what time is it, y'all. Let's go to consensus.app. Cause crap,
Okay,
I
host,
can't
you
go
know
to
what? I think
consensus.app.
this is beyond you, man. You're ChatGPT and things when I'm speaking
I'm
to
not.
you,
I'm
like,
not chat GPTing
this
anything.
is
I'm
not
just
how
looking
to
up.
do.
I'm
Like,
looking
come
up.
on,
I'm
man.
looking up what you're claiming. That's all I'm doing. I'm just looking at what you're claiming,
Like, this is crazy.
bro. I know it's crazy because you're the one who made a claim, and I'm just looking it up. I'm just looking at what you're claiming. That's all I'm doing. Do you have
You're
an issue
using
with
ChatGPT.
consensus? I
I'm
didn't
debating
use
against
ChatGPT.
ChatGPT.
Do you have an issue with
I
consensus.app?
can do.
Do
I
you
can do
have
this
an
on my laptop.
issue with consensus.app? Matter of fact,
What is that?
how
What
did you,
is
matter of fact,
consensus.app?
consensus.app is a website that pulls research, actual scientific research from multiple sources, and they give you an answer of what you're asking. You want me to go on that?
Sorry, I don't care for the consensus because 150 years ago there was a consensus that we've got a eternal universe. However, the Big Bang came about and all the consensus changed. So
Yeah,
yeah,
consensuses can change. We know consensus can change.
yes,
We know
yes.
consensus can
The
change.
static
But
universe.
we
That's it.
know
The static
consensuses can
universe.
change. We know consensus can change. We know that.
Yes. So I don't care for the consensus at the moment. You get
All
me?
right, but you said Martin Rees did something. We looked that up, and it said no,
Just look
Martin Rees
into
didn't do
Martin
that.
Rees, my friend. Stop.
What
looking
about
into
him?
that.
You said to look this up, and I did, and it said that what you claim wasn't true. So where
No,
do you want me to
but
look? Where do you want me to look?
okay, I
Don't
want
just
you
say
to
look up
in-
Martin Rees. What do you want me to look at?
Just look into the works of astronomer Martin Rees.
About what? Don't just say Martin Rees look into the astronomer. About what exactly?
About-
What paper? What book? What do you want me to read?
About cosmology, what his thoughts are on it.
Which specific study do you want me to read of his? Which specific book? Because you're the one who
okay,
said
yeah,
he did
perfect.
this.
Let me get you the book. It's called Just Six Numbers.
Just Six Numbers, Martin Rees, right?
Yeah.
All right. What does this book say?
It's in essence what I told you, that there are these specific constants that are required, that are requiring specific measurement. For example.
All right. So this is the issue that we're having, right? This is the issue that we're having. I already accepted that. We know that there are specific constants in this universe, but what you claim is that these constants could not have come together and it was impossible. And Martin Rees calculated that. And when I looked into that, when I Googled that, right, it showed that no, that's not what he did. So you're claiming that is what he did, and whatever I Googled is wrong. Cool. Is this book going to say that he calculated the probability of these constants existing in the universe and found it to be impossible? Is that what this book says?
Okay, not impossible, but near on impossible.
Is that what this book says?
Yes, yes.
Okay, which page?
I don't know, man. You got to read the book.
Yeah, bro. That's why you cap. That's
It's
why I
like-
know you cap. All right, y'all. We're gonna go ahead and get out of here. I do appreciate y'all. It's about 3 minutes for me to over time. I'm gonna get out of here. Babe, I'm getting ready right now. I'm gonna get out of here, y'all. Appreciate y'all. This was an early night. Yeah, this was a date night, so I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here. All right, y'all. Shout out to everybody who is on my YouTube. My bad, I didn't see the comments. Well adjusted, you are right. He is a cosmologist, so we got to go ahead and yeah, this is annoying. Very, very annoying. All right, guys. Appreciate y'all being here. I'm gonna go ahead and take a quick shower and head out. You guys are wonderful. I love y'all. Remember the Black Atheist Skeptics and Humanist the Black Atheist Skeptics and Humanist Cookout is happening next year in June of 2026. I hope to see you all there. I am gonna wear something nice tonight, and I'll take some pictures. Y'all are amazing, and I love y'all. Y'all have a good night. Peace. If y'all want me to do a late night, I might come back for a late night. But I'll see y'all later, all right? Probably tomorrow. Follow me tomorrow for when me and Black Atheist Rants do their Thoughts and Rants show. Appreciate y'all. Peace.